Hi, it's Cloudy. In this video, I'm making another LPS custom. This time it's a kangaroo. If you've watched the previous videos, you might remember it. I bought it at a flea market and it had some pen stains I couldn't remove. I drew a concept sketch of my idea before starting the work. I actually did this last time as well, I just didn't show you. The idea was to make the kangaroo look like an emo kid, very my style. As usual, the end product differs from the sketch. This is just to have a sense of direction. And in this case, I have to say that the road to success was bumpy, to say the least. Anyway, after removing the factory paint, I sanded the surface of the hair because I decided to sculpt additional strands so the hairstyle would be more edgy. I also got rid of some imperfections around the neck. I ended up sculpting off camera because it was too difficult to film. After the sculpting was done, it was time to paint the base color. I don't show everything on video, but each color I do takes 2 to 4 layers depending on the paint. Some of my stuff is really cheap, so it needs more layers to be opaque. I painted the whites of the eyes in between the base layers and then moved on to the irises. You might notice that some things have changed since you last saw this little guy.
And that is because I completely messed up while painting the insides of the ears and this little belly. And then I couldn't for the life of me mix a fitting base color. It was always somehow a little bit different, like too purple or too dark or too gray. I just could not match it. So I erased everything and started all over again. Luckily, you don't have to see that. But I have to say that I actually like the colors a lot better now. We're almost back to where we ended. And I already painted the nose and the blacks of the eyes, and we're going to continue from here.
Another reason I skipped filming some of the steps like the pupils was because this was supposed to be a birthday gift for my good friend, and at this point I had to speed up the process. But anyway, I used a light colored paint to make a guide for the eyeliner and then followed it with black. Then came the part I was honestly the most stressed about, painting the hair. That's because I wanted them to have a gradient from blue to black, and making gradients with acrylics is not my strong suit. But I think after a few layers it worked out pretty well. I decided to add a big lightning on the back of the LPS to make it busier, and I used a white marker to make a very messy guide because I knew I was going to clean up around it later anyway. And after the success with the hair, I made it a gradient too. Later, I added a black outline for a higher contrast. I also added the catch lights in the eyes and studded bracelets off camera. After this, I sprayed the little guy with a matte sealant. Then I glossed the eyes and nose with my acrylic varnish, and this turned out to be a mistake. I don't know if it expired or maybe it was because of the hot weather, but the varnish dried into this weird looking gunky texture. I know that this may not look like a big deal, but it certainly was to me, and I almost cried when I saw it. At this point, I had run out of my matte sealant, so I had to order a new one and wait for it to arrive before I could use it to try and fix the situation. But alas, the sealant didn't help at all, so I made the decision to remove the eyes and nose and paint them again. A third time. At this point, I was regretting my life choices, but it worked out in the end. And this time I used UV resin to make these areas glossy. It was so much better. All that was left was to add some piercings, a septum piercing and a few on the ears. With that, the project was finally done, and here you have the before and after.